And I think we're live. Let me know in the comment in the chat if you guys can hear me properly. If you guys need me to bring my audio up, but I was literally gonna go to bed, and I decided to just make this live stream to really discuss what's going on. To even think we have, I guess, Cardano's first official rug pull. It's pretty big, unfortunately. It's an unfortunate conversation we gotta have. But anyways, so let's go into what happened. I'll wait a couple of minutes before we talk about what's going on. I know I haven't been posting videos much lately, been working, but let's wait a couple of minutes before we jump into this. Let me know if you guys can hear me properly. I'm using a new software today, so like another software. Okay, perfect. Sign in to chat. Technical difficulties. All right. So we got some people pouring in. If you guys are new here, awesome. Thanks for joining. I was literally just about to go to sleep, and I was scrolling through Twitter, and I'm like, oh my God, like, do I want to make a video about this? Do I want to go live? We haven't been live in like quite some time now. I think the last time we went live was like, I don't even know, like maybe like a few months ago when we did like an NFT talk about, I think it was Liquid Finance's Aqua Farmer. Oh my God, man, I'm so sorry to hear that you lost about $30,000. Okay, so this is what's going on. With the limited information that I have, I was very, very reluctant to make a video on this or even go live, but I figured like going live right now would just be a good way to just have a conversation about like with like what is going on. So anyways, let's take a look at the big tweet that broke Cardano's ecosystem. Let me see. There we go. So Ardana, which is one of the more like first projects who started their platform on Cardano, unfortunately they decided to cancel their project. They decided to give up. They decided to not work on it anymore, and they welcomed us with a tweet that says, "Hello, Ardana's community. Unfortunately, due to the recent developments with regards to funding and project timeline uncertainty, the Ardana project has had to come to a halt. Our code will remain open source for builders to continue our work going forward as they wish." So as they pretty much said, we don't got any more funding. No one wants to put any more work in. If the community wants to take over, you're gladly take everything. Everything is open source. So they just dipped. And then unfortunately, we have Orbis, which is a side project from Ardana, and they basically tweeted, copy and pasted the same thing. Unfortunately, due to the constrained funding and uncertain conditions, Orbis Labs is unable to continue building, and the project has come to a halt. This is unfortunate given the amazing research. Typo, come on, give us some respect and give us a better mic drop. Research and work that has been produced. So in terms of what I think is happening, is it a rug pull? I don't know. It depends on how you guys define rug pull. Rug pull, my definition of rug pull is from the very beginning, they thought it was a scam. They started a project maliciously. That's how I define rug pulls. So depending on how you guys define your what rug pulls would be, it will classify if this is a rug pull to you or not. What I see is a project that just had no more resources to deliver on what they actually they marketed. This is a classic they basically bit off more than they can chew, in my opinion. And that's an unfortunate reality. And it's when we're looking at the Cardano ecosystem, since last year when we saw smart contracts got launched, a lot of projects started racing and wanted to build their project first and get the most traction in the community. But unfortunately, if you start over-promising things that you're supposed to deliver on, you get into a situation where you can't actually make anything happen, and you have something that happens like with Ardana. That's the unfortunate truth. And I would love to know what you guys think about this whole situation. I know Sam said he lost about $30,000. That's very unfortunate. For me, I'm only exposed to like $1,000. I lost $1,000, and if you guys been following my other videos, I made a video that would say that I put money in all of these projects. So it's like more of a, let's hope if one project hits, if I'll make some money. If the majority of them misses, it is what it is. So that's pretty much where we're at in that case. When we look at tap tools and see the price of Ardana's token, it's down 52% as I make this video. I mean, as we are going live right now. So 52%, I don't know if this is, if I refresh it, it'll go down. It's down 58%, but I'm kind of confused because we have LQ also down 25%. I don't know what kind of, I've been reading there's some drama with Indigo recently. I haven't been much in the loop in that regards, but it's weird to see LQ down 25% because that's one of my projects that I believe I think will do good. We'll see what happens with that. Of course, it's a rug pull. Look at their history, ISO, about what they're... Yeah, it could be a rug pull. Like, again, it all depends on how you would define a rug pull, right? Dead chain. Unfortunately, with Cardano's ecosystem, like this is my hot take on the situation. Let me switch over to my iPad view. So you have multiple different pillars of cryptocurrency. So you have DeFi. You have DEX platforms. Sorry if my writing sucks. You have NFTs. You have wallets. These are the key pillars of the crypto industry. And we know what's successful on Ethereum. We've seen what's successful on Ethereum with DEX platform, DeFi. You have Uniswap for the DEX platforms. You have DeFi like Aave. You have all these other protocols that are successful on Ethereum. Now, since Cardano recently released smart contract just last year, I think because we know which is going to be successful, like DeFi, there's going to be a project, there's going to be a winner in the DeFi space, there's going to be a winner in the DEX platform space, NFT space, wallets. We just don't know which one it is. But because of that, we know which kind of industries are going to be successful, which pillars, a lot of projects start to build and overpromise, or maybe focus more on the marketing side, or maybe they scaled up too fast. That is the situation in that regards. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think more so, because I'm in a position where I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what to talk about. I don't go live often. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's see what Twitter is going on, like what's happening. And I wanted to talk about this because Artem, one of the guys from Sunday Swap, he tweeted at them and say, "Hey Ardana, we'd like to discuss and look at purchasing any infrastructure or any internal tooling you may have developed over the past year and a half. Can someone from your side get in contact? Not sure who's still working there." So I guess this is pretty much calling them out to see if they actually built anything past their GitHub. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, how Ardana actually responds to that. And this is another thing I wanted to talk about, because remember, we had 3 Arrows Capital unfortunately went bankrupt, and I guess this could have been an early red flag about what would have happened with Ardana. Now, Ardana is unfortunately on this list, and if you guys don't know what 3 Arrows Capital is about, basically, wait, let me move this up better. Yeah, so 3 Arrows Capital is a fund that supports projects in the DeFi space, but unfortunately, because of the whole thing with Terra Luna, they went bankrupt and they're not worth anything. So we don't really understand how much it impacted any of these other projects they are supporting. And unfortunately, Ardana was one of the projects that they were on, like they were supporting in this mess. So if that's the case, it kind of makes sense why they just, with what their tweet was saying, they don't have enough funds to continue their project. So it kind of matches the story of like, maybe they just didn't have any more funds to actually deliver on what they wanted to do. And again, I guess that could be classified as a rug pull because that they just couldn't deliver on what they wanted. And now where is the money that they raised? Like, where is all of the money that the community of funded with Ardana's project? I would imagine we need some kind of audit at this point. Cardano's like a dead monk. A lot, honestly, with the whole cryptocurrency space, like for me, I still hold more Bitcoin than I do Cardano, but like it's really ridiculous. It's pretty crazy to see what's going on. The fact that we're even talking about a $16.7 Bitcoin, damn, that sucks. Cardano is in top 10, like hanging on to top 10. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but like Solana has been falling ever since the whole FTX debacle. So it's hard to like really predict what's gonna happen. And all right, so we got some comments. Let's go through it. So the funny thing is that I let me see if I can actually put that on screen. Can I? No, I don't. I'm not using StreamYards anymore. The funny thing is that they're saying the problem is with Cardano blockchain. Yeah. So what I've been noticing, if anything big happens on, I guess, any blockchain in this regards, because the whole blockchain will get a hit. Even though Cardano, it's like Switzerland. It's like a entity that is neutral, and people are deciding to build and enter its ecosystem. So when you say like Cardano is the problem, it's not because the bad actors are using the neutral space. It's like saying Ethereum is a bad blockchain because over like $7 billion worth of hacks over the last year, 2021, has happened in just that short amount of time. Is Ethereum to blame, or are the projects that acted with a malicious intent to blame? Those are two factors you guys would have to consider before you jump the gun, in my opinion. I think the larger issue here is that no one wants to buy Cardano. Well, I think the larger issue is that we're facing a lot of macro problems. That's the larger issues. It's not like Cardano is crashing and everything else is staying stable. We have to remember that everything is tied to Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin goes down 10%, altcoins are going to go down 20 or 30%. That's just always how it is. And if you've been in the space over the last, like, I've been in the space since 2017, Bitcoin is like the way, it's the thing that starts the wave. And if Bitcoin is not healthy, if there's not enough hype, there's not enough of a bullish narrative around Bitcoin, then the whole crypto space will fall. And again, if you look through the whole market, everything around crypto has been down. So that's, again, something to consider. And if this is your first bear market, I would also recommend you just stick to your dollar cost average strategy and don't put yourself in a position where you're knee deep into like shit coins. Like if you're in Cardano and you're investing into the Cardano native assets, you are exposed to a lot more volatility. And especially with something that hasn't even like really created a basis yet, it's hard to like go all in on these projects. And if the earlier comment, like when you say you lost 30 grand, that I feel that's just, it's rough. And during the bull market, during a bear market, you don't want to be investing that kind of money into, unless you can obviously afford to like invest what you can afford to lose, but it's a lot more riskier. And Cardano's ecosystem is still very early. And again, like I've said in multiple videos in my previous videos, is like we can have our predictions in regards to which projects will be successful, but we don't know which ones will win. And unfortunately, Ardana was one of the ones that a lot of people in the Cardano community was like, Ardana is going to be successful. But I know like recently, a user or like the cryptocurrency, the Cardano native asset, Bison, I believe, he was tweeting that he gave us a warning on this. But in the very beginning, Ardana, and along with many other Cardano native assets, got a lot of traction, right? And this is just something that you just have to take into account. Just looking through. Well, my coin of choice has always been Bitcoin. Like that's the majority. That's where when I dollar cost average, the majority of my money is put into Bitcoin. I right now I'm at a 70% Bitcoin whenever in my dollar cost average strategy. I have 70% of my dollar cost average is into Bitcoin, and then the other 30% is into Cardano, and maybe I'll just I'll put into like some other projects on Cardano. A very small percentage. But yeah, these are things that you just have to you have to like stay in account. And an interesting thing about you have to focus on projects that are actually building, not just marketing when they're gonna build, right? And I don't want to name projects that could be on that list, but a project that, for example, that I've been like more like invested in is World Mobile Token and WMT. Like this, like for example, like I'm not trying to shill, but this is something I wanted to talk about because at a previous conference that I was at, I was talking to someone from NASA that was there, which was interesting because he was there because he was looking at project like the opportunity to have like Bitcoin nodes in space, which is crazy. So he was at a Bitcoin conference. But anyways, like he brought WMT up, and these are projects you have to focus on that actually have a good have a potential to disrupt the market. And I think WMT, for example, would be my coin of choice on Cardano's ecosystem, along with some DeFi projects like LQ, Sunday Swap, stuff like that. Yeah, but again, it's still so early to tell. You can't really put all your eggs in one basket. My plan, my strategy is like I'm continuously putting money into like all these projects. Not all. Let me show. Like projects in the DeFi space, projects in the DEX space, NFTs. I have some NFTs. So these are things that I'm just diversifying. And again, it's not crazy amount of money. Maybe a couple $100 there, $1,000 there. It's nothing crazy, but it is just something I'm just trying to be exposed to more projects. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I don't think Cardano is dead. I'm not trying to say Cardano is dead, if that's what you're getting at. I think that with Ardana, unfortunately, that's just it's just an unfortunate situation. Like again, we were just talking about WMT token. They're building the internet in like countries that don't even have access to internet. So that's literally a very cool project. And also, like, this is another side note that I think this may be an unpopular decision, an unpopular perspective, but projects that are trying to tackle something, I guess, like for example, the finance system, the traditional banking, things that challenges such a big part of our everyday lives. It's hard to actually be successful, in my opinion, on those kinds of projects. So I put this example like in the ICO craze, 2017, 2018. If you were in cryptocurrency back in 2017, 18, and you saw the ICO craze, literally, if you were part of the ICO, you would wake up with like 200% gain. Like it was that crazy. During that bubble, it was crazy. People made money. I woke up with made 200-300% overnight on an ICO I bought. So that kind of, during that time, like there's so many projects that were promising the world. Projects that said, oh, we're going to be the next banking system. We're going to be the next Ripple. We're going to be the next, like, I don't know, whatever industry you want to say. And I think it's a perfect example, like with Flicto or Flicto. I don't know if you guys have been following that project. Flicto was a perfect example. I don't know if they took down their website. Let me see. They probably did. Yeah, they did. Okay, yeah. This is actually hilarious. Not hilarious. So this is Flicto's website, and it says the project ceased operations on May 19th, an illegal entity behind Flicto, was insolvent and was appointed to liquidators. So this is a perfect example. Flicto was a project that was tackling the media industry, trying to decentralize funding for projects in the movie industry, Hollywood, big budget movies, or small budget movies in this case. It's hard to tackle an industry with blockchain, especially when blockchain is still so speculative and not many people really understand blockchain. So when you say that, when you have a project like Flicto, for example, challenging that, it's hard to be successful in my opinion. Exactly. It's not a rug pull. It's more of a failed project. And again, like that's my stance on it. And maybe people may not agree. Like I've been reading some of the comments on the people on stream who is saying that they think it's a rug pull or whatever. A rug pull, again, it all depends on how you define rug pull. And I defined rug pull someone who just wanted to scam their community from the very beginning. I don't think that was the case for Ardana. I think maybe they had genuine intent in the beginning, but unfortunately with the whole thing with the Three Arrows Capital being one of their primary funding, VC funding, of course it's not going to, if one of your primary funding methods just went bankrupt, you're not going to have the same enough money to push the project forward. And again, as time, if the volume is a little low, let me try to like increase it a little bit for you guys. Thank you for telling me. Testing. I hope that's a little better. I'll put it a little bit higher. But where was I? Three Arrows Capital. Like they're one of the primary funders for Ardana. And unfortunately, if they went bankrupt, of course, they're not going to have the same funds to continue the project. And we're in a bear market, of course. And maybe Ardana try to raise funds, who knows? I think as the weeks go by or the days go by, we're gonna start to see more like information about this, unfortunately. But because you're in a bear market, it's going to be a lot harder to raise money, period, right? And we're already seeing the demise of a lot of projects, a lot of exchanges like FTX. I don't even want to get into that right now, but like luckily, I hope everyone watching this has no money on that. I had money. I didn't have money on that. I know some people who did have money on that. Remember, get your crypto off of exchanges. So if you have one of the primary funders, of course, you're not going to be able to sustain your project, especially during a bear market. And that's just the unfortunate truth. And that's how they position this exit, I guess, is because they had no funding and uncertainty. So if you don't have enough resources, you're trying to build a big part of the Cardano ecosystem, you need to have a lot of resources. And if you guys are watching this right now in this bear market, like, and you're still in this market, because a lot of people just left this market and they don't even want to hear crypto. I feel so sorry for the guys who shilled their crypto project last year, Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving for the US is like coming up tomorrow or like this week. So like, that's unfortunate. Yeah. It's all about when you're in crypto, it's all about managing your risk, and you don't want to be over leveraged to altcoins in a bear market. In a bear market, you want to be more stronger on Bitcoin than any crypto, because, and then like as time goes on, like when the bull market comes back, then you start to get out of Bitcoin and put it into the altcoins. Like that's what I was doing. So essentially, like if you want a visual of that, it's like in a bear market, you really want to be more on the BTC side. When you're Bitcoin, you have less volatility, because if Bitcoin goes down 5%, the altcoins will go down. Like if Bitcoin goes down 5%, altcoins will go also down like 15 to 20%. So 5 to 10%. It's just always how it is. Okay. Now, for Liquid, I I can't speak on what's going on with Liquid, because if you look at Liquid's price, it's down 25%. And over the last 7 days, it's down 17%. I can't speak on what's going on with that, unfortunately. But the good thing about, I guess, this is that our MintSwap token is it's up 20% over the last 7 days, which is good, because this week or this weekend, I'm planning on making you guys an update video on my yield farming portfolio I've been tracking. So so you guys can see how that changed. I want to see. I haven't looked into my yield farming portfolios for since the last time I made the video. So it's gonna be fun to look at that. I think also what this does is put a lot of pressure on projects that had very successful ISPOs. Like Meld was one of those projects that had a lot of hype, or a lot of people. I think it was one of the most successful ISPOs other than SundaySwap, or the most successful participation. Meld and SundaySwap, those are the two big ones that had a lot of people really hyped about it. They got 10 million. Yeah, they got $10 million worth of funding. You know what? You make a good point. Ardana got a lot of funding. So if they got $10 million, I think that's right. That last time I was looking at it, $10 million sounds right. Then where did that go? Right? Again, I'm not making excuses for Ardana. If it sucks, but I'm just saying we my tweet when I tweeted this, I was saying we need an audit of what's going on. So that's definitely something you gotta we need that audit. And again, I think this is what's gonna happen. I think either Ardana is not gonna be active anymore and they're just gone, and this is their last tweet, and people who bought Ardana they're screwed, or they come out and give you more of a transparent audit. And to be honest, I think the more likely scenario is that we're not going to hear from these guys again. They kind of said you know what, I'm going to leave and I'm going to just go away, and then see what happens if the community can take the project over. So I don't know. It's very tough. Yeah, again, I agree with you. Every project can't be a successful project, and that's why you have to. Whoops, I keep getting too close to my mic. That's why you got to be very diligent on your investments, and remember that investing into altcoins in a bear market, let alone altcoins in a sense that you have Cardano, Ethereum, you have any of the top 10 coins, you have those altcoins, and then you have the native tokens on those blockchains. So that's even more volatile. So it goes Bitcoin, altcoins, and then those native tokens or the blockchain based token projects, and those are even more volatile. So you gotta literally, you gotta be careful. And this is one of the things I was pretty much in the dark watching from a sideline, for example with Society, with the NFT project, that NFT project on Cardano, and I was telling some people were messaging me, should I buy Society token? And I was like, don't buy it. Don't buy tokens when they're just getting free tokens to dump on you. It doesn't make sense. The tokens like this, unfortunately, unless they create something good to give you more utility. But if you have people that are staking their NFTs and they're just dumping it to the market, don't buy into that. Don't buy. That's why I was saying when SundaySwap launched, I told people I wasn't buying any SundaySwap tokens, and I haven't really been buying. Right now, I've been more into it as versus when they finished the ISPO, because it makes no sense to buy a token that people are getting for free. Same with MintSwap tokens. I haven't purchased one MintSwap token, only yield farming. That's it. Because why buy something that's given out for free? It doesn't make any sense. So for those of you guys who are just joining in, we have one of the bigger Cardano based projects called Ardana. They unfortunately made an announcement a couple hours ago, 3 hours ago now, that they no longer will be working on their project due to lack of funding and I guess uncertain timelines. So that they quote unquote rug, they left. And to be honest, if you keep thinking about the amount of money they raised, $10 million, maybe it could have maybe they just weren't really organized, or maybe they had malicious intent. Again, we don't know what's going on until more information comes out other than the ones we provided. And we're just going live to not cover it in more of a let's have a conversation with the community and to see what's going on. Okay, so this is my opinion. A failed project is just let me think of a failed project. That's actually, when you put it like that, I can explain a rug pull. A rug pull from the very beginning, you have malicious intent. You're scammers from the get-go, right? But it's not black and white too, because in the beginning they could have had some kind of good core intent. That's why the community on Cardano, they believed them. We all ate that crap up. We thought that Ardana was going to be one of the bigger projects, 54,000 followers on this, and they had a lot of participation in their ISPO. So with that being said, in the very beginning, we all liked what Ardana was saying, and I've covered this project a couple times in the past. But I guess it's not black and white, because yes, maybe it could have started as a really good project, but then they couldn't really handle it, and maybe there was money left over, and we don't know where that money went. So we don't really have much information on this. Again, it's not black or white in this, I don't think. I think there's more information. The only thing that Ardana has built was just their GitHub. They had an active GitHub, and that's about it. Let's see what their GitHub's looking at. Oh wait, where's their GitHub? Let me find that. Someone could put the link in the description. I think who tweeted it? Okay, we've been live for 30 minutes, over 30 minutes. Time passes. And it sucks because like I said, it got a lot of a lot of people thought this project was legit. I know a lot of other YouTubers also believed this project was legit, and I'm one of them. I thought they were a legitimate project, but again, you got to make sure you're not overexposed to one asset, and we don't know which one's gonna win. Yeah, I'm I'm more leaning on it's just a failed project. And again, it's not black and white, guys. It's not it's a failed project, it's a scam. Two things can be true at once. Don't forget that. But for me, I'm tied more so on the actual. It started as a great project. Maybe they couldn't handle it. They bit off more than they can chew, and then they cashed out the money that they had, and then people who started the project left. That's pretty much what happened with Flick2. If you guys have been following that project, they had their ADA, and then the founders, they just withdrew their ADA that they raised from their ISPO, and it disappeared into the sunset. So it's kind of like it's an unfortunate situation. I would like one thing that would make me more like on the board. Like this is a rug. I'm just thinking out loud here, and again, this is just we're all having a conversation. I'm having a conversation with you guys, but I think if they just disappear and they don't respond to any of the comments or allegations or anything like that, and this is the last tweet that we have from Ardana, then I think it's a rug. That's most likely the case, I think. Yep, Flick2 Flick2 was the first rug. You're right, and then we actually had that up on the stream like a few minutes ago. So we had Flick2 or Flick2. I don't know how you guys would say it, but they stated that they went they went bankrupt, and you gotta deal with their liquidators. I wonder who the liquidators are. Oh, an insolvency case. So for me, I think Flick2 was more like for me, Flick2 was more of a scam. I'll tell you why. Because they reach out to me and they were like, "Why don't you promote the project? Promote it. We'll pay you." I believe at the time they're giving me a good amount of money to promote the project for how much effort I would put in. So yeah, I understand. It's a little bit of a clickbaity title. But for Flick2, for example, it was they reach out to me, and the amount of people just suddenly spoke about Flick2 on the Reddit for Cardano, the subreddit for Cardano. It just was out of nowhere, and then so many people started to become advocates. Oh, decentralized media, do this, do that, and it's like, how are you supposed to like decentralize something so big in our everyday lives? It's hard. It's not an easy task. And the fact that they just would reach out to me and say, "Hey, we'll pay you to make a video," and then you started seeing like so many people come out of the woodworks to just talk about it, I started to be like, I didn't take their offer. I was like, I don't want it. Yeah, it is what it is. I I don't really know. I can't really add much more to this topic, I think. If there's anything else you guys want to speak about, I'm here. Oh, I think one person was talking about stable coins. If Let me scroll up. Somebody was asking about stable coins. So it's been some time. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I've been pretty unplugged out of the whole crypto space, other than my DCA strategy, just because there comes a point in the bear market where you just have to unplug, and that's just more so you lose not motivation, but you just don't want to look into it. And that's why a lot of YouTubers in the crypto space, their analytics would be going down, because not many people are looking up crypto right now, because it's very like there's so much blood on the street, like can't even see what color the roads are anymore. So with that said, it's like sometimes you just got to unplug and just stay off. So I'm not really up to date with the whole okay, that's not okay, how do I ban this guy? Sorry. Oh my god, you're gonna okay, there we go. That's Anyways, sorry about that. But where were we? So Indigo, I made a video on Indigo. I heard there's some controversy around there because there's like an advisor from from the story that I've been reading on Twitter. Not this isn't fact, but this is what I've been reading from the conversations on Twitter. Is just one of the advisors from LQ, I believe, was it an advisor from Indigo. They just dumped like 35,000 Indigo tokens onto the market. So that's pretty much what it is, and nobody knows why, or nobody knows who dumped it, and there's all speculation, rumors, and it's all gossip at this point. So we don't really know what's going on. But in terms of what my opinion is on Indigo, I made a video on that, and basically how it stands is that I think the idea is really cool. I think the idea behind it is it could be big, but it also it's an uphill battle to be adopted, widely adopted. There's so many different layers of crypto that needs to be adopted first before projects like Indigo can be really successful to a level that everybody uses it. And because we don't really have any clarity on which blockchain is going to be the actual winner or like the widely used blockchain into our traditional finance world, you can't really say like, oh, this is going to be the one that's going to be used worldwide. And because of that, it's like an uphill battle. And this is something that does really well in the bull market because a lot of hype words behind it, a lot of buzzwords that can gain a lot of traction in the bull market. But during this time, everything starts to gravitate towards more Bitcoin, in my opinion, versus anything else. So it's a good project. I love the idea. It has really good potential, but again, I think it's an uphill battle, and I'm hoping their team can handle that uphill battle and they're ready for it. But that's my take on that. So like when you look at, and I think that's partly why NFTs are doing so well right now, because on Cardano, I think that's the most lucrative part of Cardano right now for me. I've been flipping NFTs for fun, and I've been making some decent profit off of that. And that's where all the speculation is on Cardano, I think, right now, which is the NFT side of its chain. I need to do more live streams. In the beginning of my live stream was a train wreck when I was talking. I was super nervous. Yeah, like there has so far from what the user, I need to find out how to bring all this people all the 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 comments on the screen. So from all the big drama that's happened over the last year, there's actually quite a few that I can name off the top of my head. First, when SundaeSwap had the problem with CSwap. Was it CSwap or Card Starter? Yeah, I don't know if I don't recall if they're the same thing, but I know it was Card Starter. So this was the first drama in this ecosystem where there was an agreement that wasn't fulfilled on SundaeSwap. There was miscommunication. They went to the lawyer, like they went to court. I don't know. Nobody really knows what happened with that, but that was the first one, I think. And then the second one, I guess, would be Flick2. I'd be pretty surprised if I memorize all of this. Flick2, which is one of the whole marketing ploy, the buzzwords were decentralized media, making people have the ability to raise money to start their own production. And again, sounds good on paper. One of those projects that we were talking earlier. Like the idea sounds cool, but it's like, is it going to transition into real life and like compete against the traditional ways to achieve the same results? Like probably not. It's not. But again, bull markets fly me to the moon. That's what happens. So and then what happened after that? Sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments. and then Flick2, and then now we have the whole fiasco with Ardana. With Ardana that just happened, and this is Ardana slash Orbis. Or these guys have the same owner, the guy same founder on this project. So they were supposed to build something big, a DeFi protocol, stable coins and all that. So that was supposed to be one of the pillars for Cardano, which was supposed to be the DeFi side of this. And unfortunately, they didn't have enough money, or maybe there's some things that's going on behind the scene we don't know about. But Three Arrow Capital was one of the people that were one of the organizations that were funding them. But basically, they just pieced, and we probably won't hear from them again. So this is the big three things that's happened over the last year. But arguably, like this is whatever. Okay, like I think this is whatever, because this is just politics. This is just failed organization. This is just at the core of the team, or the core of the plan, the strategy. It was a fail. It wasn't properly made, and that says something. Versus if these three, like the drama that just happened, were all hacks. That's how I look at it. Because if this was just 3 instances of hacks on Cardano's blockchain, then I'd be worried. I'd probably be out of Cardano, like if that was the case. Because Cardano is supposed to be based on Haskell, it's supposed to be the most secure blockchain, and if that's the case, in the first year there's already people taking advantage and exploiting the blockchain, then I'm gone. I'm out of a Cardano in that case. But in this, let me just, if the volume is so low, I hope this is a little bit better. But that's not the case though. This is just politics. This is just failed organization, not enough funding, or didn't have a good intent from the start. We don't know, but this is something based off of people, not Cardano's blockchain, which is something to keep note of. But yeah, that's my yeah. They are both the same owner, the founder, Orbis and Ardana. That's why Ardana and Orbis, they had pretty much a copy and paste tweet, and it's funny they have a typo on Orbis's one. And it's, again, I have a feeling we're not going to be hearing from these guys again. And if we don't, unfortunately, I would label this as a rug pull, more so, because like then it's like you gotta give some accountability with the amount of people that were supporting you. You gotta give some accountability. So in terms of, like, to answer someone's question about which DEX platform I'm using, to me, I'm using right now, I'm more so MintSwap. That's what I've been using. That's it. That's all. But again, I'm not really intertwined with the Cardano native asset space, other than WMT, LQ, and then sometimes SundaySwap. That's it. And then I'm getting like my MintSwap tokens. I'm still farming, which I'm going to make a video on that later on. Yeah, MintSwap. If we look at, let me look at. Yeah, MintSwap has been #1 in terms of the TVL for quite some time now. Interesting. That is interesting. Oh, Crypto Crow's talking about Ardana too. That's cool. Maybe I should go on Crypto Crow's, or he should come. I don't know how to. Oh shoot. Oh, this guy. Oh, that's cool. And we almost have more viewers than him, guys. Pump it up. He has 100. Yeah. That's cool. Good for him. Yeah. Let me. The comments are getting a little bit. Let me get back to it. Min swap number one. Min swap's pretty good. Sunny swap's good. You know, I actually agree with you about the Sunday swap. I'm pulling through. I think because I think they have a very strong team and foundation. I've covered them extensively on the channel, helped build my channel, and again, they are one of the highly. I believe there was a stat that I was reading that they are one of the more highly used DEX platforms because it's just the brand recognition. Most people know about Sunday Swap on Cardano. That is. It's all about ADAX. What is ADAX even at? Are they even relevant anymore? Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy. I guess we can add ADAX on the list of controversies in Cardano over the last year, and it's like people were questioning how legitimate they are. I think also like this is just going off, not really off topic, but the projects that pull through during this time where there's so much fear in the street, so much blood in the street, are probably the projects that are going to be successful down the line. So those are the things. Again, I can't tell you which one. I can't tell you which ones are going to be the ones that are going to be successful, but I think it's easy to make that connection. Are the projects that last through the bear market will probably be successful in the bull market. That's just my take on it. LQ is either, I think LQ, my opinion on LQ, I'm biased because I hold LQ, guys. So if I'm talking positively about something I hold, of course I'm gonna be talking positive about it. But LQ, Liquid Finance, I think they're gonna be successful in their own way. I think the team is very good. They're very educated. They seem like they have a plan, and yeah, I think that project is gonna be good. I'd be surprised if they if they rug. I would be very surprised. There's other projects like Ardana I was never certain about. Like there's a Flicto I wasn't certain about. There are projects that I'm not certain about, but LQ I'm more certain on that. Like for that. Oh, I definitely didn't hear about the LQ FUD today. Let's see what's going on. Oh God, please. Did I just put a foot in my mouth? Because it is down 25% today. So maybe there has to have something gone wrong. But unless it's the foot about the whole like the relation with Indigo, then I know that. Then that's not a big deal. How long have you been with the ADA ecosystem? I'm basically from 2021. Yeah, 2021. Beginning of 2021 is when I was really started to look into it. Yeah. So that's not FUD though. I don't think that's FUD because that's just somebody, they saw an opportunity. From my knowledge, from what I was seeing, the liquidity bootstrap event, which by the way, guys, for Indigo's liquidity bootstrap event, I didn't participate in that at all because if you followed my channel, I participated in MinSwap's liquidity bootstrap event, and I got decimated. I got decimated on that. I lost a lot of money in terms of, not crazy money, but I lost a good percentage of my. I think I'm down like 70% on that. The yield farming on that one. But again, it's interesting because I want to see how it's gonna change in the bull market. So I'm keeping you guys. I'm not selling anything on that liquid. Sorry, I'm not selling anything on my min swap yield farming portfolio. That's gonna be here until the next bull run. So keep following that. I think it's gonna be fun, and I think I'm gonna have the last laugh on that. Well, it could that could be a possibility. He might dump LQ again. We're in a bear market, so I don't. As long as there's anything that isn't questioning their development or their actual their team, then I'm not really worried in that. This is. Do not buy Daniel, or however you say your name. Don't buy it. It's dead. Will this affect Cardano's reputation? I'll bet you any money that tomorrow or the next couple of days, this whole fiasco is gonna go on Cardano. I mean, not Cardano, the cryptocurrency subreddit, and people are gonna talk bad about Cardano. That's just how it is. It's the same reason why, if Bitcoin goes, something happened around Bitcoin, people think Bitcoin's bad. They say, I had this one conversation with someone, and they're saying Bitcoin, since Bitcoin mining companies are going bankrupt, they think Bitcoin's dead. It's not. I don't think so. All I can say, guys, if you're watching this, all 64 of you guys, I can't believe we have 64 people in here. First of all I can say is that you guys in here who are just still keeping up to date in the crypto space, you guys are gonna be veterans in the next bull market, and you're gonna look at people who are new coming in, and you're gonna be like, take some profits. Don't make the same mistake I did, or something like that. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. Yeah, but I don't know. I think we pretty much covered everything that we needed to cover, unless there's something you guys wanted to talk about. If you guys want me to do more live streams, I'll be more consistent if that's what you guys want. It's a little bit hard for me to make consistent videos right now because I moved to Montreal for a full-time job in the Bitcoin mining space. So it's kind of hard to, it's not that I want to focus more on my efforts I've been focusing more on my efforts on the job. So it's something that for now it's a short amount of time until I get more comfortable in the job. Let's see what Twitter is saying in this. It's getting late. I'm gonna be getting off soon. Wait, JPEG Store has Apple Pay on that now? Huh. That's interesting. That's cool. And to someone who was asking me which other Cardano YouTubers that I follow, I watch Jack Fricks as well. He makes good content. I like his content. I watch Pete. I watch Big Pay. Those are the guys I watch whenever I'm eating some food or something. In terms of what's happening with the stablecoin scene on Cardano, I will be making a full video on that with more details. So if you guys want to keep up to date with that, I'll make that very soon. Hottest CNFT influencer you would like to meet. It's funny because, uh, like I'm not. It's not that I'm jealous, but they're so smart because so not just like just being females in CNFT, but I have some CNFT projects I saw they have an OnlyFans as well, and I was like, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah, for the person who's new, for those of you guys who are just joining in right now, um, Orbis and Ardana decided that they will no longer be working on their projects anymore due to what they're saying. Their side of the story is that they don't have a good timeline and they don't have enough funding. And Orbis, since the whole project is owned by one person, Orbis and Ardana, same old founder, they stop both projects. And it's maybe, who knows, maybe they put money in Orbis and then that failed. Again, $10 million is a lot of money, and I feel like there should be some accountability. It could be more, again, it's not black and white. It could have started with this as a good project but turned out to be a scam. Who knows? Am I in Coty? I don't hold any Coty myself, but I am looking forward to Jed because Jed is going to be a fun project to speculate on because of the whole the Shen token that you can speculate on. So if you buy Shen tokens, you're going to be kind of speculating on Jed being having a better reserve. So if that's the case, then you're going to have a scenario where Luna Luna was tied to UST. You're going to have Luna a whole scenario where Shen can run up like Luna did. It is a little different. There's more safety measures in place. My opinion, my hot take on the stable coin for Jed, it's still new technology, and you gotta treat it as new technology. And as even if a year down the road everything looks good, you don't know until you know it works until it doesn't, right? So I think it's still risky in a way until we see it prove itself. So that's how my opinion on it. Army of Spies. I think doesn't he has the Twitter space, I believe, right? I watch his Twitter spaces in the morning sometimes. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm confusing him with someone else. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's let's leave it. Let's leave it at that. I think. Let's leave it at that. I think that's enough covering this topic. And yeah, I'll try to do more live streams. I liked how this one turned out. The beginning of it, I was a little bit all over the place. Heart was racing, but I like it. It's a fun thing. I'll do more of these. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, my plan is to upload another video this week about my yield farming portfolio. So stay tuned for that one. But also, I'm gonna make I don't know if that video will be uploaded today. This week or next week. But it's gonna be more on the in-depth analysis of the stablecoin ecosystem on Cardano as of now, and then we'll go back in maybe a few months down the line. We'll go back and see how that really compared. Because so far a lot of the projects that we're talking, not a lot of the projects that we're talking about, but projects that we have mentioned on the channel is going belly up. Well, in this case, Ardana was the big one in that case. So anyways, I will check Army of Spies YouTube channel out